Oh, here we go again. The pay gap in movies. Well, here's a quick test I invented to shed some light on this charade of an issue. Have you heard of Chris Pratt? Oh, really? Almost 100% of everybody around the world. Next, have you heard of Bryce Dallas Howard? Oh, really? Almost none of you? And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the pay gap explained. I'm Ben Davies. This is Pure Hollywood. Alright, and to begin, Bryce Dallas Howard is a fantastic actress. I love her, I love Chris Pratt, and I love the Jurassic World movie. But I'm using them as an example because everyone on the left is using this movie's pay gap as proof that this is discrimination. But a few things right off the bat. First, for each budget movie, there is a minimum SAG wage that you must pay every single person. You're not allowed to pay them less. And everyone is compensated very well. But that's never talked about. But what is talked about are Hollywood superstars, some being paid more when they negotiate giant contracts. Two, if you know any producers involved in making movies, you'll know the hardest thing to get is money for your budget to make the movie. So if the pay gap was strictly discrimination against women, as it's constantly shown to be, then theoretically you could just cast all women in the roles for 3/4 of the price and save millions. Likewise, all these men and women who are in one of the most risky business endeavors in the world, movie making, are just handing out free extra money to dudes just because they're dudes. That's insane. That's not how movies work. And really, if you think about it for 5 seconds, this is clearly insane. But this is the narrative that continues. Case in point. Chris Pratt was drugged back into the wage gap political football controversy for being paid more than his co-star Bryce Dallas Howard in the Jurassic World sequel. Also, to perpetuate this narrative, Amy Adams was drugged back into the spotlight for the salary pay differentials in the cast for American Hustle. In a recent interview, Amy Adams was asked point blank about the project and the salaries and said, quote, "The truth is we hire people to negotiate on behalf of men and women. You just have to decide if it's worth it for you. It doesn't mean I like it," unquote. In the same movie with Amy, Jennifer Lawrence was paid less and had a much more direct approach and sent out an open letter condemning the pay disparities. And this is all ridiculous because what Amy said is right. There isn't a set salary for stars in film. It's not like, okay, you're a female star, you get this much, and if you're a guy star, you get paid this much. It's negotiated and completely done by star power. What is their draw to the movie? How many people can they get in the seats for hiring this person? And the star is who gets everyone paid. It's not just on talent. Sorry, it's not. And that box office draw from audiences into the theater is what gives these agents negotiating power. Yes, Jennifer Lawrence is the highest paid actress in Hollywood and has been for years, and deservingly so, because a lot of people go see movies just because she's in it. And yes, when she is the lead, the central character in the movie, she is paid more than the men on screen. And this is true for any A-list actress on screen when she's the lead character, not just a co-star or the girlfriend. And in American Hustle, the movie that Jennifer Lawrence was complaining about, she was in way less scenes than her male counterparts, who happen to be Christian Bale and Bradley Cooper. And that gives you, as her agent, less leverage to negotiate a bigger salary. Again, if you're just a regular girl or guy on set, you all get paid the same. Forbes puts out a list of the top grossing actors in the world every year, but rarely puts the men and women side by side. For example, other than Robert Downey Jr. in 2014, Jennifer Lawrence was the second highest paid person in the world to act in movies, tied with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And Robert only took the top spot because of all the crazy Iron Man money that he was making. Oh, and remember the Passengers movie that following year? Jennifer Lawrence was paid 20% of the total production budget to get her in that movie, which happens to be double what her co-star, who was actually on screen more with more lines and had more scenes in the movie, Chris Pratt, who that year was the most bankable actor in the world. All of his movies made more money than anyone else. How is that possible? Because her agent negotiated and drew a line in the sand. And this is the same guy, Chris Pratt, who is currently being drugged through the mud for being in the 5th highest grossing movie of all time, Jurassic World. And because of him and the movie's massive success, more people will have jobs and he and his co-stars will all be paid more. But we're supposed to be outraged because Bryce Dallas Howard is being paid $2 million less than Chris Pratt's ridiculous salary, which he earned? Look, all these actors and actresses are super talented and they're being compensated for their work. But these mega salaries are not negotiated on competence or ability. It's all box office draw. Which is why at the time, Jennifer Lawrence could rake the studios for double what Chris Pratt was making in the movie Passengers. If I had the privilege of being in a movie with Amy Adams, Chris Pratt, or Jennifer Lawrence, I would never expect to be paid more than them because they are the draw. They're the reasons the movie is going to get funded and I get to be paid along with thousands of other people. Their presence or notoriety give me or other actors the spotlight to help make our careers. Just because Jennifer Lawrence's or Chris Pratt's character in the script needs a love interest or best friend doesn't mean that me as their co-star deserves what they make or bring to the film. This selective outrage and lack of understanding how wages work in the entertainment world is divisive and villainizes the success of actors and performers that we all love to watch. Plus, it's just a lie. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood.
And another fantastic news, you can now download the Rebel app and take me with you wherever you go to get exclusive content in the entire Rebel lineup.